Wow. I couldn't believe it's been 20 years since Liberty's Kids came out. Although it's dedicated to Aaron Carter, who is the member of Backstreet Boys that passed away this month, I realized it's been a long while since this came out. As I noticed that this animated historical fiction TV series created by Dick Entertainment aired on PBS Kids from 2002 to 2003. From a spawn of 40 episodes on one season like Extreme Ghostbusters, it was originally called Paul Richards' Almanac. Under its working title, the concept of this show is very simple. Benjamin Franklin and his four associates of a team of his have their experiences during the American Revolution for the span of 16 years from 1773 to 1789. From the Boston Tea Party to the ratification of the US Constitution. This is where the show began like this. Although Dr. Franklin doesn't age that much, the characters do appear to do this. None of the characters would do this, I mean. Sarah, James, Henry, and Moses are the four characters who were summoned by Franklin himself. Even though they've learnt that they are all tokenized. Since Sarah comes from England, James comes from Boston, Henry comes from France, and also Moses comes from Africa, meaning that he was originally from Charleston, South Carolina, but he eventually departed to Philadelphia. For some reason, when they dealt with the historical characters, dealt with the Continental Army, Navy, and American military, including its politicians and family members, especially for the French and British people, as well as the Spanish army, this is where the show dealt with. There's a lot of historical articles of what we learned in the show. It dealt with something educational, what they can learn about history. And despite what I saw in this show, it was quite an awesomely cool idea to do this. As I noticed, they have some subjects that covered with some serious issues that they dealt with their traumas. It just dealt with the subjects of what colonialism is like this. It dealt with how it all started from 1773 all the way down to 1787. So I noticed when we learned what the founding of USA came to be, this is how it all started like this. Despite the show receiving positive reviews, as well as we learnt from the bad qualities of what we saw, like its miniseries This is America Charlie Brown, I'd probably like this one. I know it's quite imaginative that they've performed the song, the opening theme of the song, Through My Own Eyes, was played by the late Aaron Carter and Kayla Hinkle. As I noticed he passed away this year, it is very dedicated, but I haven't been discovering what we've done this there before. As I know, despite an awesome theme song, I'd give this cartoon like a solidly decent 8.9 out of 10. Because I noticed it stays truer to the text of what we learnt about the history of the founding fathers, who discovered of how they've learned their lesson from Thanksgiving. The Aesop is, realism is more important than vengeance, since you notice that vengeance and envy both get you nowhere, and you have to be with your friends in case you don't want to be isolated on your own to get revenge on them from the ones you loved about. But with that out of the way, I have to sign it off right now. Bye-bye!